we hear Hawaii, our minds instantly picture a Pacific paradise. White sand beaches, blue waves, and the warm greeting of aloha. It's a postcard image sold to the world. But for hundreds of thousands of people who actually call this place home, that image is an expensive illusion. Why? Today, we're not talking about a perfect paradise. We're talking about a harsh reality. Behind its undeniable beauty, Hawaii is the most expensive state to live in across the entire United States. This is where high living costs, natural risks, and fragile infrastructure collide. Today, we'll uncover 15 towns that are the most disconnected from modern comfort, places where the Hawaiian dream quietly turns into a daily struggle. Located on the southern coast of Oʻahu, Honolulu is known as the center of everything in Hawaii. Its skyline, standing face-to-face with Diamond Head, confirms its role as the capital and the main gateway to America's Pacific Islands. Yes, the city promises opportunity, but it also delivers one of the most brutal financial realities in the country. Housing prices and rent here directly compete with New York City and San Francisco. Yet average wages in local service and hospitality sectors fall far behind. Many Honolulu residents, especially Native Hawaiians, are trapped in a suffocating economic gap. They work relentlessly in one of the most expensive cities on Earth, only to watch most of their income disappear into rent. Honolulu is an irony in its purest form. It stands as a symbol that you can live next to a tropical paradise without ever being able to afford it. If Honolulu is the harsh economic capital, Kailua-Kona is the exhausting capital of tourism. While not officially labeled as such, it is the main tourist hub on the sunny west side of the Big Island, famous for perfect weather, beaches, snorkeling, Kona coffee, and historic landmarks like Līhuʻe Palace. Luxury resorts and golf courses dominate its coastline. Kona runs entirely on visitor happiness. Meanwhile, locals suffer from what many call tourism economic burnout. They smile while serving tourists, brew world-famous Kona coffee, and clean hotel rooms. But home prices in the area often exceed $900,000. Locals work in paradise, earn wages there, but will never be able to live in the paradise they help sustain. Moving on to the island of Kauaʻi, we arrive in Līhuʻe, the island's administrative center. By definition, this should be a place of stability. Instead, it has become a black hole of affordability. The rental market is ruthless. A modest rental unit can reach $3,100 per month, and when a listing appears, it often disappears within hours. Essential workers, teachers, nurses, firefighters find themselves pushed toward the edge, at risk of being forced off the island entirely. Līhuʻe stands as a clear example of how an unbalanced economic system isolates local residents from one of the most basic human needs, a place to live. Meanwhile, an equally heavy situation is unfolding in Kahului. After the Lahaina wildfire in 2023, Maui's logistical heart is still carrying the scars of that tragedy. By 2025, the city has been dealing with an unexpected wave of population displacement. Yes, Kahului became a place of refuge. As a result, rental prices exploded to unreasonable levels. Service workers, whose roles are critical to Maui's recovery, are now forced to rotate living arrangements and share overcrowded homes. Several worker groups have protested, pointing to an overstretched healthcare system and the complete lack of affordable housing. The fire didn't just destroy property, it shattered the balance of the housing market. Kahului stands as a reminder that in Hawaii, one disaster can trigger an even larger economic crisis. Without strategic action, the city risks falling into an even deeper situation, especially for local residents. On the far western edge of Oʻahu, we find Waiʻanae. Its beaches remain free of massive resorts, untouched in appearance. But here, poverty and the housing crisis reach their breaking point. Waiʻanae has the highest concentration of unsheltered homeless populations on all of Oʻahu, with data showing an increase of nearly 12% in 2024. According to the 2023 Annual Homeless Assessment Report released by the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, Hawaii has the highest percentage of chronically homeless individuals in the country. On one recorded night, more than 76% of homeless people in Hawaii were living on streets, in parks, or in vehicles, the highest rate nationwide, followed by California and Oregon. Hawaii also ranks third highest for the number of homeless youth living without shelter. Along the calm shoreline, tents and emergency shelters line the beaches. Children grow up on the roadside. Among all towns, Waiʻanae reflects the most honest portrait of Hawaii's social and economic failure, a place cut off from adequate social safety nets, leaving its residents to struggle openly on beaches that were supposed to be paradise. From visible economic hardship along the coast, we now move to a daily challenge that quietly drains life away: infrastructure isolation. One clear example is Kapaʻa. At first glance, it's a beautiful small town, but it is also a victim of island geography. Kauaʻi's main artery, Kuhio Highway, runs directly through the town. Every morning and evening, Kapaʻa turns into a traffic bottleneck. Gridlock is guaranteed. Time that should be spent with family or at the beach is lost behind the steering wheel. Locals often joke that time itself is the most expensive commodity in Kapaʻa. It's a town isolated from efficiency, a beautiful place that traps its residents in daily idling time. However, if you think Caper suffers from a clogged artery, Ewa Beach on Oʻahu suffers from distance. This master-planned suburban community promised larger homes and more space for families. But the real cost is time. Every single day, thousands of cars crawl through a completely congested H1 freeway just to reach job centers in Honolulu. Ewa Beach residents pay a commuter's tax measured in lost hours. Families wake up before sunrise and return home after dark. Those bigger houses are built on a foundation of time spent stuck on the road. Back on Maui, there is a town that should represent stability. Wailuku, the governmental center of Maui, was expected to be a place of balance. Instead, it continues to be hit by ongoing crisis, especially in the aftermath of the fires. Much like Kahului, Wailuku faces a housing crunch alongside increasingly fragile social and mental health infrastructure. At the same time, the city represents isolation and recovery. It struggles to carry the emotional and logistical burden of the entire island. Essential services are stretched thin, leaving residents feeling disconnected from the support they need. Wailuku is trying to heal, but the process is slow, exhausting, and deeply uneven. Waimea, often called Paniolo country, is the agricultural heart of the Big Island. This is where the tradition of Hawaiian cowboys still lives strong. Wide ranch lands stretch across cool mountain air, far removed from the heat of the coast. Yet Waimea is trapped in a different kind of isolation. It is cut off from modern urban services. Options for entertainment, retail, and specialized healthcare are limited, and daily life requires long-distance travel. Most striking of all, Waimea is home to sharp class contrasts. Wealthy ranch owners with vast land holdings living alongside working-class families struggling to sustain agricultural livelihoods. This town embodies the dual nature of Hawaii, cultural richness paired with a lack of everyday convenience. Waimea proves that rural beauty comes at a price, paid through logistical sacrifice and deep social inequality. Next, let's look at a different picture. Here, we step slightly off course and talk not about a town, but about a piece of critical infrastructure that connects the east and west sides of the Big Island. This is Saddle Road, a vital highway cutting through volcanic terrain between Hilo and Kona. Traveling this road reveals the real limitations of Hawaii's infrastructure. Even after major upgrades, the road remains vulnerable. Every closure or serious incident can instantly sever the connection between the island's two largest urban areas. At the same time, the barren lava landscape, combined with ancient Hawaiian folklore like the Night Marchers, has given Saddle Road a haunted reputation. Drivers often report ghostly apparitions, mysterious figures, and deeply unsettling experiences, especially at night. From isolation caused by traffic and geography, we now face the most dangerous enemy of all: isolation from disaster safety. First, there's Pāhoa, a place that quite literally challenges the idea of paradise. Much of the town sits within lava zones 1 and 2, the most volcanically active risk categories in all of Hawaii. Here, you'll find properties priced shockingly low. Yes, it's a trap. The real cost appears in the fine print. Standard home insurance is nearly impossible to obtain, and when it is available, premiums are extremely high. Residents of Pāhoa live with constant danger, the ever-present threat of lava flows, while also being cut off from the financial security most Americans take for granted. Every day is a gamble against time. Building a life here is an acknowledgement that survival depends entirely on the mercy of the volcano goddess, Pele. Then there's Hilo, neighboring Pāhoa, but facing a very different enemy. Its threat isn't fire, it's water, and not ocean water. Hilo is one of the wettest cities in the United States. In fact, it consistently ranks near the top, with rainfall on nearly 2/3 of the year. Its windward position on the Big Island means steady Pacific trade. Winds push moist air up the slopes of Mauna Loa and Mauna Kea. As the air rises, it cools and condenses, producing frequent rain. The result is an average of 211 rainy days and around 130 inches of rainfall every year. This extreme rainfall creates an unrelenting climate burden. Homes constantly battle mold and structural damage. Maintenance costs rise automatically. Respiratory issues and allergies are more common. Hilo may offer slightly more affordable housing, but the price is paid through continuous damage to both property and health. Still on the Big Island in its southern region lies Ocean View Estates, an extreme example of physical isolation in Hawaii. Thousands of properties here sit atop old, rocky lava flows, and the community developed without adequate basic infrastructure. As a result, residents are forced to live fully off-grid. They rely on rainwater catchment tanks and use solar panels as their only source of electricity. Ocean View Estates is completely disconnected from public water and power services that are taken for granted on the U.S. mainland. Here, owning a home means fighting every day just to secure basic necessities. Elsewhere, the Puna region, which covers much of eastern Big Island, has repeatedly been struck by eruptions from Kilauea. Past lava flows have wiped out entire neighborhoods, erased beaches, and severed vital highways. This stands as a painful reminder. In Hawaii, nature is the true landowner. Living in Puna means accepting uncertainty as a neighbor. These communities are isolated from stability, where lifetime investments and carefully built homes can disappear overnight. Puna is one of many places in the United States where people continue to build their lives atop unavoidable risk. Finally, we turn to an entire island, Molokaʻi. Known for preserving some of the most authentic Hawaiian culture and traditions, Molokaʻi is not isolated because of poverty, but because of choice. Unlike the common image of Hawaii, residents here actively limit large-scale tourism development, standing in sharp contrast to Oʻahu and Maui. As a result, typical visitors may consider Molokaʻi the worst due to the absence of big resorts, traffic lights, or luxury malls. Life here moves at a pace set by the community, not by tourist flight schedules. Molokaʻi is the most isolated from modern commercialism, offering a deliberately simple way of life. The island closes our list as a form of chosen isolation, the last place in Hawaii that refuses to sell its soul to tourism. Together with the other places discussed, it reveals a very different Hawaiian reality. From the cost of living traps of Honolulu and Kona, the commuter grind of Kapaʻa and Ewa Beach, to the geological threats faced by Pāhoa and Puna. In the end, these towns are not bad because they lack beauty. They are labeled worst because they sit on the front lines where dreams collide with harsh economic and logistical realities. For locals, Hawaii is not a tropical paradise, but a daily struggle against high costs, constant threats, and deep isolation from the comforts of modern life.